Hi fans of rock music. Once again, it's time for 5 CDs I've pre-picked from my collection. They're mystery CD reviews because you don't know what the hell I'm reviewing, and I do, at least this time. So, I have 5 CDs here, and I'll talk about each of them a little bit, and then I would love your comments on any of these CDs, if you've heard them or whatever. The first one, most of you have probably heard, and it probably is my very favorite Rolling Stone album, Sticky Fingers. And this is the newly remastered, and it's got a bonus disc and everything. And it's kind of funny, their next album, Exile on Main Street, which I think is also considered a classic. I even have it, but I still haven't completely gotten into it. I don't think I ever will. I've played it many times. I mean, there's some songs I really like, but overall, I'd say over half of the songs I don't even remember. But this one, I definitely love all of the songs on it. And just recently I've realized the best song on this album is the last song, Moonlight Mile. It just, I finally, you know, some songs, some albums take time to digest or whatever, and this one took a long time with that particular song. I've always, I guess, liked it, but just recently it's like, oh my god, this is like a masterpiece. So it's definitely my favorite. And Dead Flowers, I love that, kind of like a country track. Brown Sugar, of course, is way overplayed, but it's still definitely a classic. The whole album is a classic, and it is my favorite Rolling Stones album. And I just also wanted to say about the Rolling Stones, in the 60s, some of their songs like Ruby Tuesday, Let's Spend the Night Together, so many, they were, I believe, on par with the Beatles' best songs. That's how good the Rolling Stones were. I lost interest in them probably after Tattoo You, around that time. The debut album by this band, and I loved it right away. But then I got tired of it almost right away. I've almost thought of doing a video just on that subject, where you love an album right away and then it's like, okay, it's great, but it's like I don't need to hear it again. For instance, The Clash's London Calling. Yes, it's a superb album, it's great, but I've heard it, I know it, and it's just I have no desire to really listen to it that much. Another one is the debut album by Talking Heads, 77. My favorite song on this is not Psycho Killer. It is No Compassion. But, Pulled Up I also really, really love. But it's not my favorite Talking Heads album either. My favorite, and one of my all-time favorite albums, period, is Fear of Music. But still, this is a damn good album. It's just I don't need to listen to it that often. Another debut album, and actually the only studio album they ever released. And that's fine by me. I mean, that's really all you really kind of needed. The Sex Pistols, Never Mind the Bollocks. I bought this when it was released, and I loved it right away. I didn't, actually when I bought the album, you know, they weren't played on the radio or there was no videos on TV. So I didn't know what to expect when I listened to it, but yeah, I loved it right away. I love Johnny Rodden's vocals. My favorite song is the last song, EMI. I just love the whole attitude of it. And Holidays in the Sun, what a great opener. The only weak track, I would say, is 17, which I thought just wasn't as strong as the other tracks. And Submission, possibly, but it's just kind of like a change of pace. And, you know, God Save the Queen is a classic, and yeah. Awesome album. I bet you didn't know I was into punk rock music. One of the finest bands to come out of the 60s, and they lasted a long, long time. Although I really don't, I've had very little interest in their individual albums, but their basically greatest hits I love. And I've got a double disc of the Essential Kinks. I also, by the way, love their Lola versus the Power Man album. That's the only actual album that I've loved. But I love, you know, You Really Got Me, obviously, All Day, All Night. Sunny Afternoon. Oh, God, I love that song. Dead End Street, Death of a Clown, Autumn Almanac. I love the British, Ray Davies' vocals on that, so British sounding and all that. I like my football on a Saturday, roast beef on Sundays, all right. I sound just like him. It's amazing. That's my Ray Davies impersonation. Days is a beautiful track. Victoria, 8 Man, Lola, of course. So yes, really good band. And finally, a band most of you have probably never heard of. I bought this debut album and I loved it. It's, I guess it's a punk rock album, but it's more of a punk pop album. Really catchy tracks. And then I bought their second album and it just didn't do anything for me, and so I lost interest in the band. But I still love their debut album, The Vibrators, Pure Mania, from Britain. And they actually had a kind of a hit song, I guess, at least in Europe, called, I believe it was Yeah, Yeah, Yeah. My favorite track is Keep It Clean, so you should check this out on YouTube if you like kind of a mixture of punk rock and pop rock, I guess. And yeah, check out Keep It Clean by The Vibrators. But You Broke My Heart, Whips and Furs, Stiff Little Fingers, which I guess the band Stiff Little Fingers called themselves that name after, or maybe it was the other way around. Wrecked on You, I Need a Slave, Bad Time, just really catchy, punky songs. So yeah, The Vibrators, Pure Mania. And that's it. I hope I did not talk your ear off. I'd love comments below where the comment section is. Don't write your comments inside the video because that just won't work and I won't see them. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.